Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shedding crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. I appreciate you all finding the time to be with me for another edition of the Chelsea News Roundup Show. I do hope you're all doing well. We do have quite a lot to talk about. We'll talk about Xavi Simons, talks him wanting to join Chelsea. We'll talk about Jorrel Hato, Alejandro Garnacho, Morgan Rogers, Renato, Veiga, Nicolas, Jackson, Christopher, and Kunku, and a whole lot more. But a lot of that will be about Simons, not Simons. Why is it spelled that way? Pronounced like spelled like a Simons, but pronounced Siemens. But it's okay. Yeah. So quite a lot to talk about, and chances are, if we get done with the items we have lined up, we'll go news hunting as usual, because chances are new stuff will emerge as the show progresses. But more importantly, I appreciate you all once again for finding the time to join me for another Chelsea news around the show. Transfer news this time. And welcome, feel at home, express yourself. All we ask of you is just to keep it civil. So let's see what we have in the chat already. Up, Big Ty. I appreciate you finding the time to join. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you once again. And my bro from another mother, Kit, thank you for joining. I know probably you should be in bed right now. Big up to you too, Cole Palmer. Nice to see you. Xavi Simons means no Garnacho. Don't hold your breath. Do not hold your breath because, yeah, you're not too sure what's going to happen. Give me a second here. Let me turn up this light here. Backdrop. It helps improve the picture quality. All right. Get Simmons done. It looks like we're going to get it done. He wants to join us, and it looks like he cannot wait to join us. My brother here, very late, early morning here. Okay, I understand, but big up to you. To being a Dutch fan, followed Xavi Simons like Grandback, etc. for years. Bring, I see, yeah, he's a serious baller. For 55 million or even 10 more, I'd say bring him. Today's market, I think, is worth that because he's a very, very fine player, good number 10, capable of playing on the flanks too. And I remember we did do an episode of Scouting for Chelsea. We talked about Ryan Gravenberg. I remember that. Yep. So, but thank you for reminding me once again. One of Jackson and Kunku leaves, we can even use Broya Carney in a deal to reduce a fee. And I heard Salzburg, they want, is it RB Leipzig? They want something. I did read something that suggests they're interested in signing Amanda Broya. So maybe that make it easier for us. But let's see what happens. Arsenal's priority is Victor Gyökeres, which is proven to be a difficult deal for them to get over the line. Another Dutch, Hato can then come in for Veiga. Veiga is definitely done. I wanted him to stay, but unfortunately, we don't have space in an area where he'd like to play consistently. But Hato or Hato, whatever the correct pronunciation is, apologies if I'm butchering that. A good signing. I think he will eventually compete with as good as he is with was the Spanish international in Marc Correa. I think Hato is good. Let me just stick with rotate and not disrespect Correa. Let's get us world champions to over 100 likes. Yeah, we should get 100 likes. We finished with 60 likes in the last live show. I think we can do a lot better than that. Currently, we have 33 people following the show on YouTube and a total of 33 on 33 on YouTube. The rest is shared between X and Facebook, whether equally. Coachila doesn't know, but that's nearly 50% on YouTube. Not bad. I think that number will improve. I hope so. Yep. Left wing NATO Xavi 10, Palma right wing, and João Pedro up front. That's 111. That's one. We have two sets of that forward area, all good players. Delap can also come in for João Pedro, and both can actually start, depending everything that comes down to the structure and who we're playing against, and the person that the manager, you could say, the way the manager wants to approach the game at any given day. You get the point. But keep dropping the likes, understanding people. The likes that do go a long way. 9 likes, we can do a lot better than that. Without wasting much of your time, we will start addressing the items we have lined up here. Something isn't quite right with my window, but I think we can cope. So the first item, as you can see on the screen, hopefully that's the correct first one. What's going on here? All right, we're good. So he reads, Chelsea have started working very strongly on the Xavi Simons. They are working on the player side with positive contacts because Xavi Simons is keen on a move to Chelsea, attracted to the project, and it's tempted by this opportunity. Wow, that makes me happy. Again, these days, a lot of players want to join us. You can argue because how we finished the season, winning the Conference League and now the Club World Cup. So yeah, I am very happy. So keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. I do hope you're all doing well. 9 likes, you can do a lot better than that. 50 plus people following the show, and we're still stuck on 9 likes. Let's get the likes up, people. The likes do go a long way. So Xavi Simons to Chelsea. Let me know what you think about that deal, and it's looking like it's going to happen. We've accelerated talks with his camp. I don't think negotiating with Leipzig. I don't think that be an issue. We have good relationship with them. I think it'd be correct to say that, and he can wait. This I did again. This particular not report a screenshot of his the players he's following. Is this on IG? Whether X or IG? But the point is he's following all Chelsea players. But you can say Madrid an exception there. Maybe this isn't new. Maybe we've been. You can say the talk started a long time ago before people knew what was going on. But here's the thing here. He's following Romeo Lavia, Nonim Maresca, Moises Caicedo, Liam Delap, Andreas Santos, Levi Colwell, all Chelsea players. So yeah, I mean, it'd be correct to interpret that as him, you can say, eager to join us. He just cannot wait. But he's an excellent player, capable, traditionally a 10, but capable, flexible, versatile enough to play on either flanks. So that makes me happy. A good signing. I don't think this is a fraud. We were linked with a move for him. Was it 2 seasons ago or just around that period, actually? So I think we've been scouting him for a while now. It's a signing that will make me happy. And given what my bro here said, I think both Nkunku and Nicolas Jackson, it's starting to look as if both will leave. But which means squad number reduces and would need to bring in reinforcement, whether the decision ends up being on us just to bring in a 10, because we already have 2 players capable of fulfilling the number 9 role in João Pedro and Liam Delap. So why not bring in a traditional 10? So that may well be the plan. I honestly do not know, but Nkunku most likely to leave. If he ends up not leaving, it'd be because clubs that are interested in buying him just cannot meet our valuation of the player, or maybe his salary demands. But yeah, I like him, but I want to hear. Let's hear your thoughts on Chelsea's pursuit of Xavi Simons, and it looks like it's going to happen. Okay, something that we usually do these days. I haven't checked whether Chelsea fans want him or not. It looks like majority want us to get the deal done. Only a few people are questioning that decision. They're not sure why we're pushing to sign him, mentioning the names of other players we have. But I'd say this, something I've said before. We have players that are not traditionally number 10s, but are capable of fulfilling the number 10 role. But in him, you have a player that's traditionally a 10, but capable of playing on either flanks. So there's something I noticed with our new signings, and having watched as Xavi Simons, I think Maresca is now targeting players with excellent shot playing ability, getting João Pedro, Delap, and Estavo. Perhaps Maresca got pissed off by Madrid, Jackson, and Nkunku. That may well be the case, but this is a fan opinion there. That what we just read there. I love this club, which means that this fella there, that fella is happy. Good to know. I'm guessing that person too is happy. Good, Felix TK. A lot of Chelsea fans want this to happen. Only a few are questioning the decision to pursue Gittins. For me, excellent signing if we're able to get the deal across the line, because there are other clubs interested in signing him. Bayern, I've heard, are also interested. Arsenal are also interested, but their priority currently is to sign Victor Jokeres. But here's the thing: the only thing that gives me hope is the fact that he's open. He wants to join us. He's attracted to our project. I think that makes a huge difference. And once other clubs hear that he's attracted to our project and wants to join us, I think most of them will pull out of will forfeit their pursuit of his signature. But let's see, what else do we have here? Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Wycliffe Barashir says, why not send Nkunku the other way for Xavi? Here's the thing. One of the things that makes a swap deal very difficult is the player in question you'd like to involve in the deal. You can't just force them to go where they don't want to go. They have to be interested in joining the club you're trying to facilitate a swap deal with before you include them. You can't force them. It's really that simple. So I don't think Nkunku would like to go back to Leipzig. I think probably Bayern would be his preferred destination, a bigger club in Bundesliga, or maybe Barcelona. I can't remember all the clubs that are interested in signing Christopher Nkunku, but you get the gist there. And Joshua, thank you for joining us. Signing 100 players in 2 seasons, it has to be cut. Here's the thing. It's business. We're signing plenty of them, right, of these players, bearing in mind that if it doesn't work out, we can move them on. That's why we're signing really, really good players. We're not just signing players for the sake of it. We're signing, you could argue, truthfully, mainly up-and-coming talents that have the talents that have high ceiling. So we signed them knowing that they're all not going to make it as Chelsea players. A few will end up getting sold. And this is not new. It's something we've been doing for a while now. Clubs have been doing that. I'm not sure why people see it differently now. Probably you could argue driven by the hatred of the fan base's hatred of our current ownership, the no longer new owners, if that makes sense. But that's, by the way, for me, I'm happy. I like Xavi Simons. I think he brings something different. I do think Jackson is going to United. It means no Garnacho. I don't know what's going to happen with Nicolas Jackson. The rumors, but here's the thing: Chelsea's reported valuation of Nicolas Jackson for me is reflective of the fact that we're not looking to sell him. And you have to, again, it's important to note that all the reports we've seen with regards to him, to the possibility of him joining Manchester United, have all been from the perspective of Manchester United. Nothing has stated clearly that we're looking to sell him. If anything, that evaluation of him is £100 million simply means we're not looking to sell him. But maybe if you bring that something close to that to the table, then would listen. But I don't think we're looking to sell him, and I don't think it makes sense to sell him either. If you get the point, I know even if we sell him, we'll still be fine. But I'd rather us not sell him. He's a good player, and we've talked about we discussed 1,000 times how he just needs to start being efficient consistently in front of goal and not be Nicolas Anelka today and tomorrow Darwin Núñez. That's the reason why Chelsea fans are on him, and majority. I don't know whether the measure it'd be correct to you could say to categorize the measure of people that want him to leave Chelsea as majority. I don't know. I don't, but I'd rather he stays and continue improving. Maresca is the man. I've always known the link. Bobby, I've shared the link already. Please, maybe you need to refresh your app. Let me check once again. Yep, I did share the link. Please check again, Bobby. Let's see. Yeah, he's the man in my opinion. This year, the laugh, the laugh by Red Boy. What a name! I like it. I think Shishko is the next CR7. The way he plays. Wow, that's a bold statement. I just saw somebody in the chat that I've been looking to see once again to cook him. I'm coming. Just give me a few seconds. That's a bold statement. The laugh by Red Boy. The link in the panelist DM is not working. Try it once again. I'll do it one more time. Copy. Then there you go. Console. So you maybe clear cache or maybe try another browser. There you go. I've sent it again, Bobby. All right. PSG signed 12 players in 2023. Look how it's turning out for both of yes, exactly. You could say similar approach with regards to how the two clubs assign players. Yeah, I agree with you. Ben Jacobs said what exactly? Copama, can you tell me? Is that Jeremiah going by the name Copama? Ajax do that a lot, flip and sell players, but in their case, they're not able to keep their best players. But in our case, we're not just buying players to flip them; we're buying them and hoping that the majority of them work out and do well. Maybe if you do well enough, if you're good enough, again, would make space for you. And that's why you could say that's the main reason why we're trying to buy sister clubs in multiple countries to allow us to send those players on loan. And then if they do well enough and they're able to help us fulfill, you could say, to fulfill certain roles in the team, which it'd be just plug and play, if that makes sense. Plug and play. Yeah, I think that's the most correct way to phrase it. But we're not like Ajax. I think we're different. For instance, I don't think even if PSG, we've heard. I'm quite sure a lot of you out there, you've seen the rumors. I'm quite sure even if they come to the table with 200 million pounds for Cole Palmer, that our owners will say no, he's not for sale. Yeah. So we're not the same. They're different. We operate differently. We don't sell our best players. We only sell players who want to leave or sell players that we believe aren't good enough. Ben Jacobs said United, nothing for Nicolas Jackson. Yeah, I think I've seen that. But that doesn't mean that certainly he's staying at Chelsea. Okay. But I think I'd say 90 to 10% leaning towards him staying because, yeah, I've analyzed the situation and I've come to realize that, yeah, if he leaves Chelsea, it'd be because he wants to leave. And we're not looking to sell him. The manager likes him. And I will repeat this again. He just needs to start being efficient consistently in front of goal and not be Nicolas Anelka today and not Darwin Nunes tomorrow. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? Keep dropping the likes and the shame. We don't want a Jackson at Manchester United. You cannot afford them. That's just the thing. You just cannot afford him. Our only coach wants to keep Jackson. I've explained why. He's not a bad player, really. In his first season, he surpassed a Drogba's record. Scored more goals than him. I think more assists too. Yeah. I know it's important to always account for the volume of chances that, yeah, he had to work with. Latest reports say Manchester United are unlikely to bid for Nicolas Jackson because they cannot afford him. Because probably they've heard our valuation of the player in, yeah, 100 million pounds, not even euros, which I've said 1,000 times is our way of telling interested buyers that Nicolas Jackson isn't for sale. But if you want him, you'd have to do something extra to get him from us. But that's by the way. So let's hear your thoughts. Xavi Simons to Chelsea, excellent player. I really would like to see that happen. Bobby, let's hear your thoughts. Xavi Simons is already following Chelsea players. I don't know whether that screenshot is that of X or maybe Instagram, but it doesn't really matter. The fact is that he's following Chelsea players. He's following Romeo Lavia, Noni Madueke, questionable. Why? Maybe he didn't. Maybe he followed him before now, not just today. Moises Caicedo, Liam, the Lab, Andreas Santos, Levi Kowa, which means yeah, this is recent, really. But Bobby, let's hear you. I really like him, but let's hear you. Your thoughts. It looks like it's gonna happen, given everything we've seen. The talks are progressing. He wants to come to us. He's following. He started following a lot of our players, and I think we're using any intermediary. I can't quite remember. I did read something to that effect. But let's hear you, Bobby.
Pick up, coach. I just want to quickly touch on Jackson first, then I move on to Simmons. Nicolas, I mean, you and I are on the same page. I think he's going to be very useful for Chelsea if he's still with us next season. And having that
Hmm.
three-pronged attack is going to prove priceless for us. The permutations, the rotation is just so important. However, having said that, when you look at the price of Erasmus Hoyland, now Ikatike, and the price of how strikers are going in today's market, Chelsea would
Hmm.
be absolutely stupid to sell him for anything less than 100 million. He has 8 years left of contract. We're not looking to sell him. He is quite seasoned now as a Premier League player. Definitely, Ekatike has ruined the market. As usual, Liverpool inflate the market because they've set the tab for Jackson. So Man United and their
They're
propaganda
reading it for
machinery,
everybody.
well, who cares really at this point? Man United and their propaganda machinery should forget anything to do with Garnacho. And if they want him, cough up the money. If not, just shut up and move on. That's how I feel, really, because we don't need to and really shouldn't be looking to sell. What's really interesting me is two things I heard today, just before I go on to Xavi Simons. One, Nkunku doesn't want to go. He seems to want to stay and revitalize himself at Chelsea, which is interesting. And I don't know. I heard what's his name? Oh, let me give him a shout out because I thought it was an interesting video, and I don't often like to shout out content creators unless they really make sense. Nini, not the American Nini. This is the Nini,
I
an
know the Nini
Englishman.
you're talking about. Go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, and he did something about Keenan Yildiz and gave reasons why he feels that Yildiz would be a better um, option to Xavi Simons, which I found an acceptable argument. However, he would have to be a statement signing because he won't come that cheap.
He just
But
signed. He just signed a new contract.
with Juve, I know, but Juve have financial problems. And if you go to them and drop 65 mils, they might start breaking. Nini reckons we could pick him up for about 70, maximum 75. Now, that is a lot of money, but for what he would bring, um, it would really, really, really be worth it. But that aside, Simmons, I don't know. I just don't know. I'm hearing he's lightweight. I never trust German stats anymore, especially from Leipzig. They're a team that their forwards seem to be afforded an awful lot of room to 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 operate in Germany. Um, I don't know. I don't know. People seem to be excited, so I will take their knowledge of the player over the little I know. But I don't know. I don't really know what he could really give us. I mean, is he a good finisher? Is he able to float out to the wings as we hope? Because I did kind of think he was a little bit more of a central offensive midfielder. We've got a couple of those right now. So I don't know. I'm just watching and listening to what people are saying about him. But from my personal knowledge and my personal vibe, I'm not feeling. I'm not feeling it in terms of excitement. I mean, if we do the deal, I'll say, okay, great. I trust the knowledge of the sporting directors. But from the little I know and from the feeling I get, I'm not feeling. I don't know. I'm not feeling it.
All right, Bobby. I think the biggest problem is that you don't know him. I think that's just that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
He's a good player, offers something different. But it's understandable. You don't feel it probably because you don't know him. Because I think if you know him very well, you'd know he'd be a good signing for us. He offers something different, not the same, not similar to all the players we have. He's more of a 10 than he is a winger, but he's capable of playing on the flanks too. Um,
You know what?
uh, uh, Go
What
ahead. Just give
this?
me 1 second. Go ahead, Bobby. Let me take.
What, what this transfer window has taught me is I'm beginning to understand that, I've been in this game a long time. There are players now coming on the scene that, hand on heart, I can say, what, I don't really know this guy. I know of him, but I haven't really watched him. I haven't seen, there's so many of them now. I can't say I know that much about Jamie Gittins. Certainly about this Xavi Simons. João Pedro, I do know about. Yeah, yeah. Whereas the days were in the past, there'd be hardly a player would sign, and I couldn't say that I wasn't familiar with them.
Not it's not it's I mean it's not a sin to not know the player, but let's say I think we can compare the numbers, but they're not the same. Yildiz, I think, is more of a winger than a 10. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't even
Yeah.
know him. I don't you don't know you don't know Simmons. I know Simmons very well, probably because we've been linked with the move for him for a while now. But Yildiz, it was just I started looking at him I think 3 months ago, 2 months ago. But let's see if we can compare the numbers.
Yildiz is a very good player and a lethal finisher. He
Yeah,
finishes his
Simmons can
dinner.
Simmons can finish. Simmons can create.
Mhm. It's all
Not
good.
enough, not enough information for him here. 24, 25. Let's try that. Go ahead. I think that will work. And then Simmons.
It's all good.
More likes. People keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way.
Oh,
Uh,
the one I'm particularly
just 1 second,
interested
Bobby.
in,
Go ahead, Bobby. You were saying something.
the one I'm really keen on right now, and would help me just relax, is if we can get Jorrel Hato done. Then I'll feel more comfortable.
I think we will. I think we will. He plays in a position of priority for us. But let's just give me 1 second here. Let's hear what Vic have to say. I have their numbers from the just concluded season on the screen here. We'll come back and we'll look at both to see how they differ. This here reads, big up. You kept saying the manager likes Jackson. Why does that matter if it's not behind the lap and Pedro? That's a different question. That's a different matter altogether. It
Of
doesn't
course,
really
it
matter
matters.
if the manager likes him and Jackson is okay to stay and fight for his place, then good. Those two factors have to fall into place. I'm not saying because the manager likes him that he's not going to do something he feels like will be best for his future and stay because the manager likes him. No. After all, Pochettino liked, was it Pochettino? Who was that liked, Pochettino liked Conor Gallagher a lot. Was it under Pochettino that we saw
It's
Gallagher?
Poch. Yes, Poch. No,
Yeah.
Gallagher was sold when
Whoever he was at the time wanted him to
Maresca
stay.
arrived.
But the manager, the club wanted him to stay also. I think, I can't quite remember, but we've had players that the manager liked, but the player, but For instance, in the case of Gallagher, he did believe that he'd be better off leaving, to my understanding. So it doesn't matter whether the manager likes him or not. I'm not saying that because the manager likes him, that certainly he should stay. That's not my argument. So he says, Vic says, why does that matter? It doesn't really matter, really. Um, he man will need to deal with a reduced role if he stays. Possibly, or maybe the manager can rotate effectively, but it's tight, really. It's seriously tight
Um,
since it's becoming clearer and clearer that João Pedro was signed as a number 9, and Delap finished the season with again a better what's the language I'm looking for? Finishing percentage rate. For I can't the correct term. I can't quite remember the correct term for it, but he was just more efficient in front of goal than Nicolas Jackson. So I understand where you're coming from. I'm just
um,
mentioning that if it's possible, if he doesn't push to leave, the manager will welcome his stay and find a way to make it work. Rotate. That's what big clubs do. All right.
let
No,
me shed
go ahead.
light on this
Go
Jackson
ahead, Bobby.
situation. I think fans have got used to Jackson not having any competition. That was never a healthy situation for the club to be in. And that was never the position the club was going to take for longevity. We were kind of
Never a good idea
cornered.
to do that.
No, we were cornered into it. Now, Jackson himself, I really believe he knows that. He took advantage of having a free run for 2 seasons. 2 seasons, he was unchallenged. It's not realistic. It's just not realistic, even for a lower table team. You have at least two strikers. We had one and a half because Gui at 18 would hardly be any competition for Jackson. Now he's playing big boy stuff. This is the big boy stuff now. He's got Delap and he's got João Pedro. He's got to compete. And I think he knows that. Running away to some other place that you think is easier is not the answer, certainly for your career. If he wants to really get to the top echelons of football, he should fight for his place for at least another season at Chelsea and see where he is. He's not exactly going to have his position in the Senegal team under threat because it is what it is. It's not as competitive as some of the European clubs. And he being at Chelsea at all near on offers him a place with the Senegal team. So now it's up to him to increase his output. Now, just one last thing I'll say about it. People keep talking about Man United and Jackson and all. Well, United have just signed Burma. Do you really think they're not considering other things aside the fact that if you have two African strikers, what happens in the Cup of Nations? When that comes around, I think that's coming around very soon. So, there are all these other little considerations. I personally think it will be prudent of Jackson himself to take on this challenge. Let's see what he's capable of. And if he runs away so easily from a challenge like this, he will never be the very best.
We'll see. I think he has to look out for himself. If he feels like leaving would be the best thing to do, I think he'd do it without hesitation. In my opinion, you could argue again, Nonimatic had to leave for the same reason, or maybe other factors. I don't know, which we can only speculate, honestly.
Well,
Um,
Maresca said he doesn't want players there that don't want to be there. So we'll
exactly.
find out.
Yeah.
If he
So we'll
doesn't
see.
want to be
Again,
there, he's gone. If he
yeah.
wants to
Again,
be
my point
there,
is
he will stay.
I'm not saying Nicolas Jackson definitely stays. I'm just saying the manager likes him, and the manager, my opinion is that the manager would want him to stay. But if he pushes to leave, he's gone. That's just that. There's nothing the manager can do about it. We know how much Maresca liked Nani Madueke, but we've always known he just had to do with what he had at the time. If he had other options, chances are Maresca wouldn't have played as much as he did. Okay, but let's see what else we have here. No
No,
club will pay
Noni's a
100 million.
headstrong guy. The
Sorry.
headstrong guy. I said Noni's a headstrong guy. Look at what he was saying about he would do this and do that, and Palmer would get the praise. And after a while, he thought he was playing for Cole Palmer. I mean, that is Noni. Yeah,
Yeah.
what a dumbass thing to say.
All right. The beautiful game. I wanted to cook you. I just do not know how I skipped this comment. I just don't know. But big up to you. Just passing it through to drop a light. No, stay here. I want to cook you. You said that it wasn't nice how chaotic our situation was at the time to hire an inexperienced championship manager. I want to cook you, bro. Do not go anywhere. I still love you, but I seriously do not. I feel like, again, I want to have you sit in front of me while I roast you. That's what I want to do to you. Much love to you, bro. Always nice to see you once again. The beautiful game. Thank you for finding the time to join the show. So, one of your comments here. He says, "No club." Let's read this. Come on, what's going on here? This particular one here. No club will pay 100 million for Jackson. I've said that 1,000 times. Yeah, you're not the first to say that, so don't feel like you've won a lottery. I've said that 1,000 times, and my interpretation of Jackson's valuation is that that's our way of telling potential buyers we're not looking to sell this guy. I've said that before. Yesterday we did discuss that at length, and I told people, look, I don't think Chelsea are looking to sell Jackson. That Jackson, if he leaves Chelsea, it'd be because he wants to leave. And the manager likes him. Part of whatever I've said before doesn't necessarily mean that he's certainly staying because the manager likes him. No. His career is his career. He will always do what he believes is best for him. But I think you and I will agree. If they have 100 million to pay for Jackson, they'd have signed Gyökeres or Ekitike or even maybe Osimhen. Yep.
Or what's the other guy? The guy in Leipzig, or is it
Benjamin Šeško.
Sesko? Yeah.
Yeah. So I know all those things. I'm not saying that certainly he stays because the manager likes him. AB, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Market inflation. Bobby Jackson isn't even a 50 million player, but the club wants 80 to 100. Your valuation of the player
thank
is your
Liverpool
thing.
for that.
Yeah, but Liverpool,
they've
the way
inflated the
Chelsea
market.
operates is that they will tell you, look how much that player was sold for, and we believe that player is better than that player. So yeah, if you want him, pay us this much money. They obviously don't want to sell him. That's how I see it. That's how I interpret it. And good, you're able to. I think you see it the same way. Simons is a versatile and has European experience against big games, big teams too. He is a press resistant. He's a very, very good player. I'd take him over Yildiz, honestly.
Coach,
yeah, go ahead.
Why do people think that Chelsea have to be the one to sell players on the cheap? When did this start? If look at it the other way around, if it was Chelsea wanting Jackson, people would be talking 100 million, 110 million. They would be inflating it through the roof because of what's happened with Ekitike very recently. All of a sudden now, people are saying it's too much money. How is it too much money?
It doesn't change
In the
anything. That's
market
why I
rate
don't pay
right now.
attention to it. Even if people say it's too much money that Jackson should be sold for 10 million pounds, I don't care really because it doesn't change anything. Yeah, it doesn't change anything. Saying that 100 million is too much money doesn't mean Chelsea will say, okay, because fans say he's not worth 50 million, let's sell him for 50 million. That's why I don't care.
Ridiculous. But I get you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying for me, personally, I don't care. It doesn't wield any measure of influence with regards to how much the club ends up selling the player. For instance, if you remember Manchester United and Arsenal's initial bid, respectively, at the time for Mason Mount and Kai Havertz, Chelsea fans were saying, take it and run. Take it and run. What did the owners do? They didn't even listen. they
Yeah.
probably didn't know fans were saying such, and they ended up getting a lot more than that initial bid from both from Arsenal and Manchester United respectively. So my point is, it doesn't move me because it doesn't wield any more measure of influence with regards to how much the club sells the player. So it does. I don't waste my time on it. But go ahead if you were still speaking. I don't mean to cut you off, Bobby.
No, you're right. You're right. I was very interested in what you were saying about Xavi Simons. That's
Oh, okay. Yeah, the numbers, right? Comparing his numbers.
you were
His
saying he's press resistant
Yeah,
and
he is very. He's more of a 10 than a winger. He's just capable. He's a 10 that's capable of fulfilling the playing on either flanks, and he has excellent vision. He can create chances better than Yildiz. Yildiz, for me, I think for me, I don't know how to say it. No disrespect to Nini. There's something I used to say about him. He's a fine boy scout. As long as you look nice, he likes you. And how me and I and my friends, when we talk about him, we joke. We joke about Nini. We like him. We consume his content. There was a time when he wanted us to join the guy that the Spanish international that joined Tottenham. He wanted us to sign him over Ben Chilwell at the time. And Ben Chilwell, for me, irrespective of what anybody thinks of him right now, he again more successful in the Premier League than Sergio. I think Regulian is his last name or so. So,
yeah,
but yeah, exactly.
regular. Yeah.
So Yildiz, for me, I don't think is what we need. We need a player like Xavi Simons, capable of traditionally a 10, but capable of playing on either flanks. He's versatile enough to play comfortably on either flanks, but he can fulfill the number 10 role effectively. Good vision, good passing range, can also score you goals. We'll look at their numbers in a bit. Just give me 1 second, Bobby. Wow.
No, you're right. I mean,
Vince, go back to work. Go ahead. Go ahead.
there are many things I don't agree with Nini about at all. I think he regurgitates too much of Simon Phillips, and I don't like that slant. However, I found this talk interesting, mainly because I don't know that much about Xavi Simons. So I thought, but I do know a lot about Kenan Yildiz. However, having said that, Yildiz is an eye test sort of player. I don't know if you would have that
I
level
think
of
you just said it, Bobby. And I test such a player alone. People just want. Remember, we compared
yeah,
his numbers to that of Gittins, and even Gittins,
was
again,
more,
beats him
yeah,
in a lot of metrics.
yeah.
Yeah, but go ahead with what you were
So
saying.
it's interesting. That's all I'm saying. It's interesting. But yeah, there are many things that Nini says I'm not always on board with at all. I think he's, as I said, but this was one thing I found interesting. In fact, his whole video today was interesting, which was rare because it's been a while since I've been able to watch his videos from beginning to end.
No, I don't. Honestly, it's my opinion. He's entitled to his opinion. I don't think Yildiz is a better option than Xavi Simons. No. With Xavi Simons, we're diversifying. We'll have good balance rather than just have 10,000 traditional wingers. And then we'll still be going that Cole Palmer can play 10, Enzo Fernandez can play 10. But traditionally, those players aren't number 10s. They're just capable of fulfilling their roles. That's my opinion anyway. But let's see. I'll come back. But Fabinho is on the panel. We'll get his opinion on what he thinks about Chelsea's pursuit of Xavi Simons. Hi to you too. I appreciate you. Coach Jackson had one job and he totally fluffed it. Enrique put his hands on our. Okay, if Enrique put his hands on our players, and all Jackson had to do is slap him. It's just I don't. We're not brothers anymore, right? I was waiting to cook you. I wish we were streaming in landscape format. I miss you, bro. Much love to you. Let's see. The writing is on the wall for Jackson. He needs to go to Villa and get the fight on. I think, Bobby, I'm gonna say this. I know you disagree. I think it's difficult to see him stay. I just don't know. I know we're speculating. I don't work for the club, but I'm just saying it's difficult to say him to stay, to see him stay. But if he stays, I would love it. Honestly, I think he makes us stronger. If he joins United, he makes them stronger. But yeah, he's gonna look out, do what's best for him. Which if I were in his shoes, in all honesty, I'd push to leave.
Well, my
Yeah,
counter argument, because I'm, as you know, like you, I'm not there. I'm not Jackson. I'm not in the know in the club like that. But my counter argument is that Jackson isn't Noni Madueke. He can be a bit silly on the pitch, but he's not the type that I can imagine would be a dressing room troublemaker. He's not that guy. Now, if he finds himself staying, he a side of him will be asking himself whether how he would fare in the company of such lethal strikers. He's not had that. Now, if he runs off to Villa or whatever, you have to understand that Villa, can they even afford him right now? But if he runs off to Villa or to Man United, he would have been given up something that he's not going to get there. Now, at United, will he be used regularly as a striker? Well, if he goes to United, he will just become that third striker because they've got Hoyland, they've got Burma now. So they're going to rotate those three. And they have less games to do that. They're not in any European competition. So it doesn't make so much sense, to be honest. If he goes to Villa, well, Villa will have to get rid of Ollie Watkins first. And right now, I can't really see where
I don't think he
Watkins
goes
is
to
going to
Villa. I
go.
think they have a financial, complicated financial situation. That
Exact. Well,
even
exact.
FIFA, was it FIFA or UEFA telling us any deal we do with them, they are watching us. They don't want us to do anything to somehow circumvent the rules. But go ahead with what you were saying.
Well, whatever's the case, I can't see them being able to afford him. And that's the only place that if he goes, he would probably get the priority because Ollie Watkins will have to leave. Newcastle, well, Newcastle have Isak. He's not going to bench Isak, and I've forgotten who the other striker is. Wherever he goes, he's going to be part of a melting pot. Chelsea fans just want to get rid of him. Some of them, they haven't forgiven him for the red card. Some of them, they just feel, oh, we've got other shiny toys now. Let's throw this one out of the pram. Whereas a more pragmatic and forward thinking squad planner would see his value. Nicolas Jackson at Chelsea is going to get a lot of games. He's not going to play as much as he would have done when he was the only striker. But which club is going to do that? When he was injured, we were in real trouble. And I don't really like this idea of Neto being a false nine because Neto's injury record isn't exactly, you know, in flying colors. So I can see him staying. I really can. There's a lot of noise. There's noise about noise in the transfer window period.
Yeah.
Yes, clubs are looking for strikers, but this is top shelf, and not everybody can shop at the top shelf.
Mhm. All right, let me catch up with what we have. I'm going to come to Banfordinho quickly. Banfordinho, just a few seconds, please. You know you can always interject if you feel like you're going to lose your thoughts.
No, no,
Chelsea
it's okay.
always, okay. Chelsea always had three strikers, Joao Anelka, and a third one. But
Hello.
you can say these kids, I don't think they reason the same. I don't think they have the same mentality as those guys. I would bring the receipts. Hold on, maybe clip it and find it and clip it. Jackson should stay again. The wish, yeah. Supposedly Jackson has said he wants to fight. He said that on two occasions. He wants to fight for his position. I have to be honest and rate that mentality. If that's true, we need that, and hopefully that's reflected in his performances. I hope he stays. Good for us, honestly. And if he stays, it doesn't hurt me in any way. It wouldn't hurt to still have him. If anything, it means the manager will have the luxury of doing things differently depending on the opposition. Chelsea will be making the mistake to sell Jackson, as I've said. The valuation for me, the clear interpretation of the valuation, most sensible interpretation, I should say, is that we're not looking to sell him because no club will pay £100 million for Nicolas Jackson, not even euros. That's how I see it, honestly. And we have Chinyere Obiquelo. Darling, one day I appreciate you for joining Chinyere. Email off. What else do we have? You keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes to go a long way. Exactly that. We want 100 million. If you want him, yeah, just run the money, which is important. You can say, I don't see that happening. To be honest, it was Arsenal who actually inflated the market by buying all Deadwood for $12. I think that makes another that, and I know it is an H place chairman like you would say such. That makes sense. And people are cooking Arsenal fans on X. They're funding the purchase. Their money will help us purchase Xavi Simons. Good evening to you too, Mohamed Jallo. Nice to see you, Jorrel Hato. Nothing new, but we'll keep an eye again on that. If anything new emerges, be rest assured this will be the first place you'd hear about it. How is Jackson worth 100 million? Go ask the owners. When you and I know that no clubs will pay that. It's again, I'm not gonna get into the argument whether he's worth 100 million or not, but you get why that's the valuation. If Osimhen is 70 million euros, yeah, Shesko 90 million euros, and Gyökeres 65 million euros. Educate, I don't know. It's simple. That justifies our reasoning or our interpretation of Chelsea's valuation of Nicolas Jackson that they're not looking to sell him because yeah, they're asking for a price that we know no club would pay for him. But that's by the way. Give Jackson again, given Jackson's dip in form, I think this will be the best time to sell him. He's on an 8-year contract. What if it doesn't come good? In my opinion, Chelsea may accept 60 to 70 million. They will still make a good profit. We'll see. A lot of profit, actually, nearly 30 million plus profit. But let's see what happens. The transfer is still a long way to go before the transfer window closes. And Wally Wilder is here. He says, I think if Jackson leaves for a rival club, it will come back to bite us. I don't think so. Honestly, I don't think so. I'm not into. Again, I haven't asked. I'm not one of those that I call him for the club to sell him. And if I am, I'm not the sort of person that say sell him and then try to dictate where he goes. And if he becomes Ronaldo again there, I don't care really. Also, him coming out and saying he wants to stay and fight for his position shows me he likes competition. It's a good thing, and him staying is good for us. I just hope he stays. But once again, it's difficult to know what's going to happen. And big up to you too, Angel Panasia Ata. Nice to see you once again. Big up to the Xavi deal. Great talent, a real hard worker. Greetings from Colombia. Thank you for joining us, my Colombian bro. Coach, are you referring to my? No, you said something in the chat here that you at the time you did say something to the effect of it being unfair to bring again a championship manager into such a messy situation that we were at the time. We were losing. I think we lost 3 games in a row or 2. You weren't happy. This is the worst combination of players, managers, and board in our history. Thank God they changed. Not but something similar. But you did say that in the chat. Rain, the big up Rain. Thank you for joining us. Please don't make it rain. I do not have my umbrella. Bamfordinho, let's hear you, my brother. Where do you want to come in? Before we look at the numbers, we compare this numbers to that of Xavi Simons.
Yeah, there are so many things that I would like to stress on this evening, and big ups to everyone on the panel. First of all, you guys know how I think about these owners previously, and I couldn't believe myself that on Sunday last 2 weekends when we won the cup, I couldn't believe I shook hands with Todd Bolly and to congratulate him for the job they are
Oh,
doing.
you were at the
I,
stadium in New Jersey.
yes, we happened to meet him. He's the kind of a
Wow,
guy
that's
who is people's
amazing.
That's
people,
huge. Yeah,
who
really.
yeah, he is somebody who is like for the masses. He's very friendly, but I don't trust Egbali. Like he was a bit quiet, and when the fans were like hailing them, he just passed by and just acknowledged them with a nod. But Todd Boehly is somebody who you can talk to. He's very nice person, and I couldn't believe.
Here's something I want to
Well,
say
big
quickly.
big up for you American fans on the
Congratulations, but
final. You did us
here's
proud that
something I want
day.
to say quickly about Fadinho. I would trust the person that doesn't say much, that doesn't smile and shake hands with me.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
I would trust that person more than the person that smiles and
but
then flashes
Me
their
too.
teeth at me like a touchlight. I wouldn't trust that person.
yeah,
I would
Like
trust that
yeah.
person
Roman.
that didn't say much.
Like
Roman
But
didn't
that's just
talk.
me.
if you look
Roman
at the
didn't
two,
talk to
if you
fans.
look
He
at
didn't
two,
talk to anybody.
yeah, if you look at the two personalities, anybody who was at the VIP entrance, you can see that Toboli is more like friendly person. He would like to interact with the guests and the fans. But Egbali is somebody who will just look at you and just pass, even if you are just giving him all the encouragement and everything. But I think
Like Roman
maybe
Abramovich.
yeah, maybe he's human. Probably the attacks and everything, he might have heard them on social media, so he just don't want to like be yeah, nice to anybody for criticizing them. And all of a sudden, if they've been able to win the cup, you are trying to be nice to them. Maybe that would be my, understanding. And honestly, I think most Chelsea fans should just exercise patience because everybody, we, most fans have been given the humble pie. I have to be honest because when we're even going to this competition, where the team was at that time, and if you look at the team right now, it seems there have been so much of improvement. Even somebody like Nkuku on the day wasn't that bad. And I try to think that is this guy going to leave or he want to stay and fight for his position? If that is the mentality, then that's what we are expecting from some of these boys. Because if you are a very good player and for some reason you are a bit sluggish, you don't want to do anything, and there are new players coming in and you want to fight for your position, it's a good thing for the team because there are so many guys coming over. And if you stay, we are going to have so many options. Estavoy is coming, Gittins is coming. So if Nkuku or Jackson or even who else, a whole lot of the players who are trying to leave, if they decide to stay and fight for their position, I don't see anything wrong. And looking at Jackson, he is having a very difficult situation right now because he had all the opportunity in the last 2 years to have done something for himself. But all of a sudden, João Pedro has come in and he's doing what he couldn't do. So now he has a very serious situation. Even if you have to leave Chelsea Football Club, you are going to join a new team. How are you going to, perform over there? How is the fans going to accept you? There are so many things that I think it will go against him. And now it doesn't look good at all because if he's supposed to play the number nine, let's not forget that he's going to be the third choice. And how long is he going to get a
I mean,
playing time?
that's just we're just speculating here. We don't know. The manager might we don't know if the manager if he again he'd find a way to rotate effectively. We have a lot of
Mhm.
games to play.
Exactly, but I
We don't
think
know,
if you
yeah, but
are
we can only speculate. But go ahead, bro.
Maresca and you have João Pedro scoring 3 goals within 2 matches, you are just going to, reconsider how you're going to, form the team. And Delap is also very sharp. When Delap came in the final game, he was showing a lot of reflexes that shows that he's a good player, and if he's given the chance, he's going to like perform. So I don't know if Jackson will move to the wings where probably he could get something along the line. But as it stands right now, if he's going to play number nine, it's going to be very difficult for him to like get a frequent, game time. So looking at the whole situation, obviously, he could just go to Aston Villa, then we can get Rogers. Rogers is a young player who wouldn't like try to come into the first 11 right away. People are also doubting Garnacho, but now the way things are going, I will just keep quiet and leave everything for the coach. If the coach really likes Garnacho and he thinks he's somebody he can use, why not give the boy the chance? Because maybe the system in Manchester United is not working out for him, and probably he could come to Chelsea and he's going to be a different player altogether. So a lot of the football fans, we normally talk based on how we feel, but when you go to the technical aspect of it, probably we have no technical eyes, and sometimes we can assume that, oh, this player is not good for the team. Look at Malo Gusto. If the owners, the sporting directors, and everybody who take decision at Chelsea would have listened to the fans, trust me, Kukureya would have been a Manchester United player. Malo Gusto would have gone, and who else? A lot of the players they would have left. But Malo Gusto on that Sunday game against PSG, I'm telling you, he made Nuno Mendes look like a coach player. And he was the reason why these players couldn't come. Kukureya made Hakimi look so simple and look an ordinary player. They couldn't move past the center line. And that was our success. So sometimes the fans should exercise patience. I know sometimes the owners, everybody will take some bad decisions. But if we talk and we think that probably what they are doing is not right, then I think we are wrong sometimes. Because me, I have been very critical about these owners. But
So
honestly,
you're a convert.
you remember Bobby used to say that these owners are not stupid. They are doing something, and if it clicks. So when I was sitting at the stadium, I was listening to all these things, and I said sometimes we need to exercise patience and try to be like the fans and leave everything for those who are running things. Obviously, our situation right now, I could say is better than Manchester City, is better than Arsenal's, and our team looks so strong and it looks so promising. So I would just encourage the fans for the fact that your player is not here, or for the fact that you are yearning for a player and the owners are not listening to you, doesn't mean we have to talk unnecessarily. I think we can all come on board and support this thing that they are doing. And honestly, I'm so like pleased with whatever they are doing. But if they can also get some quality players to add up, it's really nice, because we are going to play the Champions League, and we also have to get the Premiership. It's been a long time since we won the EPL. So if we can enhance our team, like Simons, for instance, can come in and he can do a whole lot for the team. Estavao is an excellent player. That boy, I'm telling you, when he comes in, he's going to cost a lot in the Premier League. I watch most of his games, and I don't see anyhow he's going to be a flop. Maybe he's going to struggle a little bit, as I have been saying. If you look at him physically, because I was very close to him one of their games, he looks very tiny, but don't let that deceive you. He's very strong on the ball. He's very intelligent. He has the pace, and I think he's going to bring a lot into the team. So, in all, I feel like the fans we should exercise patience, and let's see what these owners will do for the team. And for Maresca, I've been a fan since day one, and I'm not going to, you know, leave or try not to support this guy. I saw what he did with the championship team, and one of our boys was playing with Leicester City, Fatal, and the way he molded the guy and enhance his game, I knew when it comes to Chelsea, he was going to do a lot. Look at what he did to Enrique. And people should know that although he came in and he was struggling, even the past season, if we had not lost certain games, I'm telling you, we could have won the league. Because look at the beginning of the league all the way until I think Christmas or until New Year, when we started flopping. Things were looking so good, and along the line something happened, but he was able to come all the way to the fourth
He,
position.
he
With,
didn't he didn't he didn't you could say the pressure didn't get to him just like it did
exactly, he's a very tough
like
guy.
it did to Pochettino and
Exactly,
Potter. He weathered it effectively and was you could say strategic in dealing with it, which is
yeah,
why before we knew the fans knew what was happening, we've actually navigated the deep in form at the time without a lot of people not realizing we've actually moved beyond it until people start saying, look, we've actually played another 10 games, we haven't lost any.
Coach,
Yeah,
why do people forget
Yeah.
that it was injuries? Do you know
yeah,
Arnie Slot mentions the injuries? Even the Arsenal guy, what's his name? Mikel Arteta mentions the injuries. All of them said, look, that Chelsea team's a fantastic team, but injuries scuppered them. Our own fans don't remember that's what happened. We keep talking about this dip in form. It was an injury created situation.
yep. I agree with you. I agree with you perfectly. And if you look at Maresca, he's a very tough guy. He is very intelligent, and he seems to have a bond with the players. Even there was a whole lot of talks that the way he's using James, he's not happy. James don't want to play for him. This and that. Just come to the stadium last Sunday and see how he was just going about with things with all the players. I don't think anybody is going to disrespect this guy, or they don't he has lost the dressing room, as people were saying some time ago. This guy is like there for them. He's very good with the players. Everyone likes him, and the way things were going on at the stadium, I was so happy. And I think that sometimes if we are criticizing, we always have to make sure that we know the boundaries and let's trust the process. As they always say that we should trust the process. I think now I'm just going to keep quiet and I'll talk more about the game than to criticize their work, because I know at the end of the day they are too smart to get us something. And for us to win the Conference League and the World Club Championship is huge. So I think everybody should come on board. And I believe by the end of the transfer window, trust me, whatever decision they take, let's all be on board to support them, because whatever they are going to do is of the benefit of our football club. And I really respect what they are doing. Although they might do certain things, I might not like it. But as I have told you, I'm not going to come out and say certain things that is not so nice to these guys. And I strongly believe they really like the football club, and they are working so hard to make sure that we'll beat very hard to beat. And somebody like Cole Palmer, I really thank Manchester City for making that very stupid, excuse my language, making that stupid decision to let him go. Because this guy, in fact, we need to make sure that the contract that we've given him, I think it's 9 year contract or so, we should fend every big team off from this boy, because he's somebody we can really trust. The likes of Casiedo and Enzo Fernandez, people were criticizing them that, oh, we've wasted money, we've done this. I told them, you guys have to exercise restraint, because they are very new to the system, they are new to the football club. When things become so normal to them, they are going to perform so good. And lo and behold, these two, for me right now, is the best midfield pair in the whole world. There is no team that can compare their midfielders to these two players. They are doing so good. And we have a young guy like Esugo or whatever his name is. He's also versatile. And when he gets the opportunity to be in the first 11, I think we have a very bright future. So Chelsea fans should just relax. Let's not say so many things that will go against the team and the players. And I believe at the end of the day, if we all come on board, Chelsea is going to be like the Real Madrid people have been talking about. And I also want all those players who have any intention of leaving the football club in the next 2 or 3 years. They need to build their own empire here. They have to make the football club big, like the way Real Madrid have made their football club so attractive and everybody want to play for Real Madrid. They need to stay here, make their own empire here, and make sure that they win a lot of trophies for the football club. And João Pedro, he says something which is very funny. They said, "Why are you here in Chelsea?" He said, "You know already. I came here to win trophies, but I don't know whether he was throwing shade to Noni Madueke for leaving Chelsea Football Club. The guy was so good to acclimatize with, with the condition we have at the football club. It felt
Mhm.
like he has been here for like 2 or 3 years. I saw him going about with the players, joking around with them, and he feels so comfortable. And the way he's so good, we need to watch out for this guy. He has so many things to offer our football club. So, Coachella, I think things look so bright for our football club, and everybody should just exercise patience. And I know, like, we're going to win a lot of trophies
Yeah.
in the upcoming
Um,
season.
Yeah. Yeah. If you've listened to me, I'm quite sure you must have heard me several times say, look, I don't think they're perfect, but I think I have a good
Yep,
understanding of what they're doing, and that the truth remains the simple truth is that the path taken requires patience. But
yep,
we're actually seeing results earlier. You can say sooner than I again
yep.
I expect, but I'm happy. And thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to say that. I think if people, the listeners, paid attention, I think they'd learn a lot from it. You have every right to express your opinion, but you don't have to take it to the measure of name calling the owners stupid and making some senseless arguments and all that. But that's why I appreciate you, Brother Dio, for joining us. I'm gonna try to give back. I'm gonna give back the microphone to those in the chat, catch up with what we have there, and then see if we can start discussing other items we have lined up here. And congratulations once again. You had fun. Again,
Oh,
I
yeah.
missed it, and I wasn't gonna travel. I wasn't gonna
I
travel
know.
from Texas to just to go watch that
Also,
game
there
because
were there
yeah,
were no matches in Texas.
no, they didn't play any.
Oh,
Did they play any
we
and I missed it? None.
I happened to watch all the games in MetLife and Philly, so I watched
Yeah, I don't
Slumines and all
when
those.
I leave the when we still when I was still living in Jersey, even when I was
Oh,
lived in Hershey, also I don't miss games any games
yeah, it was fun,
that during
Coachella.
preseason and all that. But yeah, you will have, again. This wouldn't be the last time, definitely. Good night to you too, my brother. Much love to you, Rain. I've said hello to you. What else do we have here? Um, Ren, leave me alone, please. But you get my point. We operate differently, but yeah, that doesn't mean I don't like people that are jovial, uh, that laugh. I do like them. I'm just saying, I've been more cautious about people being so you could say joke. I'm not sure what was the correct term to use there. You could say quick to shake hands, smile, or try to be my friend. Usually, I do stay away with that again. I don't warm up to them easily. I warm up to that person that doesn't say anything, that sits by the side, calm, watch others do things. That's the type of person I'd go to and sit and sit by that person's side and start talking to them. I warm up to that person quicker than that person that be all smiles, shake hands, hug, be talkative and all that. But that's just we're not here to talk. I'm not sure what's the time for it to talk about social life or so. Simons and Gittins of a left wing, Nato and Estevao of a right wing, the Lab and Pedro as strikers. Jackson will be third choice. Everywhere except left back. Jesus Christ. Dang it, that's gonna hurt. But that's fine. Well, let's see what else do we have here. The owners are now focusing on more experienced players in the Premier League or Europe. That's different from their initial plan. They saw the mistakes and they fixed it. We're not wrong for criticizing them. Nobody's saying that you were wrong, but I think sometimes the criticism, for me, more than it should be, unnecessarily you can say over the board, in my opinion. And I've always told people, I'm quite sure I've said this 1,000 times, that eventually they will start signing more experienced players. That what the younger players that were signing at the time, which is more of the foundation of the model. And I did also say, I think they'd learn the hard way that more experienced players are needed. And even at that, the experienced players in question are still all at a certain age. So it's not like they're breaking out of the rules of the model, or maybe uh, the blueprint of their model. If you get the gist there. But that's by the way, I get your point. Yeah, nobody's saying that it's wrong to criticize them. I mean, it's the right thing to do. Let's see. I've rated Siemens for a long time, to be honest, even before he went to Barca. Let's see. Rival fans are even saying if we get Siemens and Hato or Hato, I'm not sure how you pronounce his last name, Jorrel Hato, we become a top three challenging Man City in Liverpool. Okay, my Ghanaian bro here, Kojo Anyamadu. Kojo Anyamadu, is that a Ghanaian name? And you might sounds like an Igbo name. Well, still West African. Albert reposted. Thank you so much for reposting that. Sincerely do appreciate you. Let's see what else we have here. So, your panelist says be patient, but has none with Jackson and Pedro scored. Did he say he doesn't have patience? Okay. Let's see what you have there. In two Premier League games, a beat like Jackson scored the winner versus Everton and two in the Conference League. But nice to see you, Stab. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. 3-2, and we have Shea Wendy Williams, the lady of the house. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. I was patient with Drogba in his first two seasons. He wanted to return to Marseille for after 6 weeks, and Mourinho had to give him a talking to get him going. Yeah, but the question is, would Jackson want to stay? I don't think Jackson. I don't think he has the same. I don't think his mentality measures the sort of mentality that Didier Drogba had at the time. But yeah, once again, Chelsea doesn't want to sell Jackson, but would Jackson want to stay? We'll find out. Yeah, the criticism can go sometimes, yeah, overboard sometimes, but I guess that's what you get when you are passionate about your club. And listen, I don't treat people differently because they disagree with me, and that's how we operate here. That's why everybody's opinion here matters. We're here to put head together and try to come to a sensible conclusion after dissecting and analyzing the topics we discuss, Chelsea related topics that we discuss here. So, but some people don't want to be your friend if you don't agree with them. And I've always told people we all don't have to agree. If we all agree, then something is wrong. Yeah, but that's by the way. Let's see what else we have here. I never went overboard with my criticism of the owners. Just with you, could you just go away? This is not the end. Yeah. I don't fear you. Okay, it's Ghanaian. Okay, thank you, Kojo. I greet you. Thank you for joining my bro. I appreciate you. So I didn't know Ghanaians go by the name Anyumado. It sounds like it's such a name that you could say it sounds like does sound like an Igbo name. Kami Vic, you're going just leave him. I don't like him, so don't worry about him. So let's compare their numbers and let's see here. Angel Panesia Ata says, I personally want to ask you what you think of Xavi Simons. I love him. I think he's a good player, and we don't have a traditional 10 in our squad right now. He's traditionally a 10, but capable of playing on either flanks. So for me, I would like us to sign him. Signing him means we'd have a better balance, squad balance that we have right now. Yildiz will mean just another stereotypical winger, irrespective of whether he's capable of playing as a 10. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's traditionally a winger. It just wouldn't make sense to sign him over Xavi Simons, if that makes sense. So this is how, even though there are different profiles, Yildiz more a winger, Simons more of a 10. So crosses a lot more crosses from Simons. Duh, he's a winger. There's also key passes. Like you say, the fact that he's traditionally a winger, does that contribute to him having more key passes than Xavi Simons? I wouldn't say that. More dribbles from Yildiz. Xavi Simons is more of a team player than, in my opinion, from what I've seen so far, than Yildiz. Xavi Simons has more non-penalty goals, slightly more. That doesn't make sense actually, but because that's plus non-penalty goals plus expected assists, it doesn't make. I usually don't pay attention to that. But Xavi Simons has a lot more assists than Yildiz. So you can say pretty much the same, but I'll still take Xavi Simons because in important metrics yeah, you can say better. He does better than Yildiz in my opinion. But yeah, we all see things from different lenses. I don't think it makes sense to sign Yildiz over Xavi Simons. It just doesn't make sense. More assists from Xavi Simons, ball carrying better than Yildiz. Non-penalty goals, which means he gets you more goals. He get more goals than Yildiz. I'd take him over him, but that's a small opinion anyway. Anybody on the panel want to add to that? All right,
The one
Beniza,
thing you said that
go ahead.
the one thing you said that did it for me as far as Simmons is concerned is that he can beat the press, and that's going to be very important both for the Champions League and for the Premier League. I just want to quickly touch back on what the other guy was saying.
Mm-hmm.
One thing we have to understand is that a season is a very long time in football. And between a month is a long time, a week is a long time. And players are going to have dips in form, they're going to have suspensions. I don't even want to mention the word injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson is going to have his time. Remember, he's suspended for the first game anyway in the Premier League. He's going to have his time. And I think we're a little bit too trigger happy in the way we assume players feel. Um, I think a player, how many times has a player got to say something for you to believe him? You've said it yourself. He said it twice. He's staying at Chelsea to fight for his place. I mean, he doesn't have to wake up every day and look at social media and then repeat the same thing. He said it. Okay, it's fine. It's done. Maresca has said, if you don't want to be here, it doesn't want you. If you want to be here, fine. The club has put 100 million on his head. I think we should chill a bit. I don't think anything untoward is going to happen as far as that's concerned. And that should give us reason to be excited. Now, if we get this, as you call him, traditional number 10 in Xavi Simons, you're right. There is a space for that in the team, especially when we want to push Palmer on occasion to the flanks. The permutations this team can come out with from an offensive point of view is frightening. The midfield seems to have the right numbers. The defense seems to be the right numbers, apart from the left back. We've even the goalkeeper is slightly improved. If Sanchez can give us the form that he showed towards the end of the season, throughout the season, I don't have a problem with him. So I mean,
I don't either. Yeah.
let's not be too. We tend to think, oh, he's not going to be happy. He's not going to be happy. Yet he's going to be so and so is going to be happy going to be the third choice striker in another team. I don't understand that logic. Why the hell would Jackson want to go and be the third choice striker in Man United when he can do that at Chelsea and get Champions League football and be with the team that's won the Club World Cup? I mean, I don't know. I think there's a sort of misplaced sentiment sometimes when we judge these players. I told you a while back, and I'll say it again. Don't be surprised if Christopher Nkunku doesn't go anywhere this summer. I really get that feeling this guy isn't going
And
anywhere.
and I'm sticking with my response, Bobby. If he ends
Yeah,
up
that's
staying, it'd be because the interested clubs aren't willing to meet our valuation of Nkunku.
I, I,
Honestly,
I
because
strongly
the
believe he's not going to
fundamental.
go. I don't think he's going to go anywhere because for us to take
Exactly.
him to the Club World Cup, and he was like a regular. He was
We
almost
had to.
starting. Yeah, so I don't know if you want to sell a player, although you might say that okay, let him play so that his price tag will go high. But on the other hand, I still think that the guy is so much in love with Chelsea and he doesn't want to go anywhere. That's how I feel. Unless the football
Yeah.
club is trying to get rid of him, but with the look of things, he might stay. You understand?
You know,
All right,
some
buddy, go ahead. You were saying something.
sometimes people play their way into a team. You know, people have taken the example of the 2 seasons of Didier Drogba. You know, it happens. Myself, I remember at the preseason game against Inter Milan, I went and I watched Kieran Dewsbury Hall. I was absolutely disgusted with what I saw. I thought, who the hell is this? Why is this creature coming to take the place of Conor Gallagher? You know, I was and still am in many ways an unreserved Conor Gallagher fan. But with time, it took him a long time. But with time, KDH has become such a significant player at Chelsea that if he
Yep.
continues like this, he might bench a few favourites. You know, he this Club World Cup really towards the end of the season he started showing his own. He did it at Nottingham Forest when he came on. He did it at the club at the
Conference, Conference League.
conference when he came on. The Club World Cup really showed us that, you know, he's a player and he's very valuable in midfield. And he brought another quality to his game, and that was playing out on the wings. So, you know, players turn to adapt to a new team and find their form. And honestly, next season may be the year of the Chelsea squad underdog. You might find that's the year that Nkunku finds his feet, his scoring boots and his feet, because he's one thing that hasn't really left him is his ability to score. It might be a time that Jackson finds his range.
Mhm.
Anything can happen. You just need to keep the players together. All I can assure you is that if, after having a season of this competition, if Jackson doesn't improve, then
Yeah.
we can start having another conversation. But for now, I think we've got to try with him and see how that pans out. I have a feeling it will pan out very well indeed.
The problem is
I,
even
I hope
Jackson.
so.
Jackson is not that bad, but sometimes his finishing is a big problem. But
Terrible
so
problem.
far, so far, he hasn't paired with João Pedro, and we also having Estaval coming in. So
Yeah.
sometimes some
Even with the
player
lap,
can
he can play
activate
with him.
his, can activate his form. For
Yeah.
all you know, he can pair with João Pedro and he will start scoring goals. So we need to exercise patience and look at so many options because if you say, okay, let's sell Jackson without his role or something like that, he might not go with very good intention and it might hurt him in a way. But if he's willing to stay and fight for his position, I think it's a very good thing for the team because if everyone just want to get into the first 11. Just imagine the hard work they will put into their training. So I don't think we should just rush of saying that, hey, Jackson should go to Manchester United or Aston Villa. Let's leave him. Let him pair with João Pedro. Let him pair with maybe Gittins. Put him in other areas and see how he's going to perform. Because I know when you take Jackson, for instance, he can help you up front by shortening your opposition defense. He's very good at that. So
And these
let's
players are
exercise
so
patience
good.
and see how things go.
They're so good that they will be creating spaces for each
Yep.
other. And the
Mm-hmm.
opportunity to score would be easier
Yep.
than before we had this quality up front.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we
All
need
right,
to
let's catch up with what we have. Then we start addressing the other items. It's 6:30 p.m. for me. I don't know what time is it. Probably 4:30 p.m. for you, Banfordinho, right? Since you're
no
east.
7. We are ahead of you
7.
guys.
Okay.
Seven.
Wouldn't you guys be really expensive? Yep, he just signed a new contract. I think we did talk about that. And we have Wiz Paparazzi Bits. Nice to see you. Xavi is a baller. I like him. I do like him too. Brings a balance. You There's more of the same profile of players that we already have. I think that would be more of a problem than actually a solution. I think the 100 million is there just to test who takes the bait like a fishing. You could, I mean, you can, I mean, it'd be correct to see it that way too. Let me tell you the logic, saw Bobby. If any club pays 60 for Jackson, then he will be a starter, not third choice. Okay. Let's see for the club he'll be joining, right? KDH knows how to play for the team. Actually holds the ball really well. Also, he's not that slow either. I think the only issue for me. I would say he did struggle with the pressure of playing for Chelsea because he didn't
Mm,
look the same player that I watched at Leicester City. I used to follow Leicester City week in week out because of what was his name, Ndidi
indeed.
there. Yeah. But that's by the way. Let's see what else do we have here. Hi guys. Lusula said I think Chelsea fans should be carried over. Okay, because Simmons could be in Kunku 2.0. I disagree. Honestly, I don't trust players coming from the Bundesliga. The best players of the Bundesliga always go to Bayern. They won him. Bayern won
Hmm.
him. Bayern wanted Florian Wirtz. Bayern also wanted Gittins. Here's the thing: he's not playing in a position where I'd be concerned
Hmm.
that you could say the physicality of the Premier League would be an issue. He's a forward. He's not like a number nine or that. I think he will do well.
Where he has to score goals. Yep.
Yeah, that's just my opinion anyway. Jackson has outscored Pedro, but played 3 seasons in La Liga and EPL, no championship for Jackson. I agree. Houston, that's why I'm saying I wouldn't mind Jackson staying. And the question I'm asking, and I'm sticking with that, would he want to stay? We'll find out. But this, by the way, we have the next item by Ben Jacobs reporting that Manchester United are currently unlikely to beat for Nicolas Jackson. A lot would have to change for that to alter in the coming weeks. So it doesn't look like they're interested anymore. Even Juve went too short. I think the valuation put them off. This one, I saw this and I couldn't stop laughing. Do I believe it? I don't. I don't know whether it happened or not. This reads that Chelsea are believed to have made a late attempt to hijack the deal for Brian Bowmer in the last 2 weeks of negotiation. I mean,
Oh hell
chances
no.
are it's believable. That may well have been the reasons why it stalled. It took them uh, you can say, I mean, it took long before they were able to get the deal over the line. I don't know whether to believe this or not, but it doesn't
No,
really
I
matter.
don't
I
think
don't
so.
want him. We already have the lab, and the lab for me, an excellent signing, a better option, in my opinion, than Victor Osimhen. Go ahead. Were you gonna say something? All right, more likes, people, more likes. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Anything new there? Unfortunately, Italian clubs don't have the money. They don't like to spend it. They know how to, you can say, how to beat us, maybe in deals, actually. They're very good at it. Penny pinching and all that. Before you know, you sell a player for cheap to them. But
And
Brian
Coachella,
Belmore,
you
yeah, go
know,
ahead.
during the ending part of last season, there were a lot of rumors going on about Chaloba, and a whole lot of things were going on. For now, I don't think he's part of the players that will be leaving the football club, because if you look at his work rate, the way he was so compact with the other boy, the other Cowell, I think the two are picking up, and it will be very suicidal for us to get rid of one. I will likely go in to get the Benfica guy. What is his name? The lanky guy from Benfica. They are
Antonio,
uh,
is it
no, the
Benfica?
other
Antonio Silva? Who
Yeah, Silva. I would rather go bring
is it
Silva.
Benfica? Okay.
Yeah, I would rather go get him so that he can come and compete with the two, or maybe you can try Man City and see if you can get Ruben Diaz because Maresca was at Man City. Who knows? You can go get Ruben Diaz. He's somebody who got the experience and he has won it all with Man City. So just try and get him and let him use his experience
But
to
also interested
play
in
with the
one
young
Bournemouth
guys.
defender. Go ahead. Go ahead. What you're saying?
Which one? Which of the
I can't
Bournemouth
remember
defender?
his name. Where did I read
Is
that?
it
But
the one
also,
who
I'm hearing
was
that new
linked with
Tottenham are also
Liverpool?
interested. But go ahead.
Yeah. So for me, I think the defense, when you talk of the back four, the center backs, the flanks, everything looks good, and even the Sanchez that I saw on the final day, please Sanchez, just be like this throughout the season,
I mean,
because we could have.
he's been good since mid season
I'm
uh
I'm
up.
telling you,
Mhm.
Coachella, there was a ball. Everybody was like, "Whoa!" The PSG fans, they were very close to me, so I heard them. I thought the ball was going to get into the net. For some reason, I don't know how this guy just took the ball out of the net. He was so good on the day. So if he can just maintain this form and Jorgensen will be shadowing him along the line, then I think we have a very strong squad getting into the new season. Somebody like Santos, Andres Santos, our game against Fluminense. Huh. This guy was everywhere. I think I would say that he was one of our best players. If you take Casiedo or no, Casiedo didn't play that game. He was one of our best players in that particular game. So going into this new season, I strongly believe that if we get some new add-ons and all the other players are going to stay and get rid of maybe Sterling, João Felix, Veiga, and all those players. Those players we don't need. We need to sort them out as soon as possible. Then try to maintain the, club World Cup squad. We have to maintain a call of those squad because these guys were there. They were fighting for everything, and I believe that if we are able to maintain them and they play together for another season, there is no way we are not going to compete for any competition. So I strongly believe that if Simmons is coming, it's a good thing. But some of these boys who have been linked to other teams should stay and fight for their position. And I believe if they do that, there is no way they cannot succeed. They have to stay and fight for their position. You know.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. Thank you for that. What else do we have here? Let's keep moving. Okay. Wycliffe Barris is saying, I guess keeping both Jackson and Nkunku kind of makes sense because Maresca wants a nine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, attackers. Jackson, Delap, Zhao, Nkunku, Palmer, Nato, Gittins. Okay. Esteho. And if we add Simons, that makes them nine.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, possibly. Vince tweeted Chelsea sources have denied the club making a bid for Mbomo. Yeah, so that's why I wasn't too sure whether to trust it or not. I read that Chelsea wanted to loan out Anselmino, but not to Strasbourg. Ajax would be good as an enticement for Hato deal. It makes sense. It does make sense. Yeah, no loan fee is necessary. It does make sense. And Anselmino is actually a good defender. So yeah, Belmo, I'm not sure. This is just a story. So Vic, thanks.
Or maybe you
Vince,
wanted to
sorry.
buy him and João Pedro did so good that they said, okay, let's just forget about the whole deal. That is my own, assumption. Maybe probably we're in for him, but a lot of journalists come up with a whole lot of stories that hey, this player want to play for this team, this player is coming, Chelsea is in for this and that, and at the end of the day, we don't hear anything because at the beginning I thought Ekitiki was going to be a Chelsea player. They let us believe that he is close to signing for Chelsea. But all of a sudden, they said, "Oh, no more. Ekitiki is going to play for Manchester, United." And at the end of the day, I think he's going to Liverpool. So sometimes I really don't believe in some of these rumors that go on when it comes to, player transfer. They come up with a whole lot of stories, and at the end of the day, the players decide to go elsewhere. So let's forget about Mbuema. Now he's a Manchester United player, and honestly, I don't know how good that player is. And Manchester United as a team, they keep on making the same mistake year in and year out. And I strongly believe that they have to do a whole lot of house cleaning if they really want to succeed. Because so far they've bought Cunha and Mbuema, and the core problem for that particular team, they are not able to solve it. So I mean, they are going to go into the season with the same problem, and I don't think they can compete with other teams, to be honest with you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for that. And this particular report here about Atletico Madrid have already made two proposals to Chelsea for Renato Veiga, the last of which has a reason at the 35 million euros, including bonuses. I don't think we'll agree. I think probably has to get up to 45 million euros before we agree to sell him.
Hmm.
He has an 8-year contract. They can't force us to undersell him, and he's a good player. Bayern reported to be also interested. So we shouldn't sell him for 35 million euros. Come on now. We paid, I think it was 11 million pounds,
They
right?
got him like I think 12 million pounds. So I mean,
Around that. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, even at that, he's a much better player than he was. So we go news hunting now. So I'm going to refresh the page and see if anything new emerged while the show
So
progressed.
where is
So if you
Sterling
have,
going to play next season?
I don't know, and I don't think he cares. I've always known he doesn't care because he's not playing to impress anybody anymore.
So they should send him to
Um,
Strasbourg just for experience, purposes. If
you
no
can't force
team,
a player to go where they don't want to go. They have a contract. He signed a contract to play for Chelsea. So
wow.
if he leaves on loan, it be because he wants to leave.
Hmm.
Yeah. So contract didn't say if he comes back from us on loan from Arsenal that he'd have to go to a Strasbourg on loan. No, if you
Wow.
remember when before Pulisic went to
AC
AC
Milan.
Milan, I think it was Monaco at the time. Monaco were also interested in signing him, and they were ready to pay us a lot more than AC Milan uh, were proposing at the time. But because the player Pulisic himself wanted to join AC Milan and not Monaco, we had to accept a lower fee because you can't force a player to go where they don't want to go.
Hmm. I
So
don't know
in
how it's
Raheem
going to
Sterling's
affect the.
case, we are in serious, yeah, we
I
are
don't
in
know how
serious
it's going to
deep doo
affect
doo.
the transfer.
It's not. I don't think it will. I think probably no new. It's nothing new there. It's a situation that we know very well. It's like, listen. I'm not sure how what's gonna happen. But I don't think him not leaving will affect our transfer plans in any way. But
Mm.
yeah, if we're able to sell him and get a sizable fee from his sale, maybe yeah, maybe that lead to us. I don't think no, I don't think even selling him. I don't think it makes any sort of measure of difference for us, honestly.
If we sell
But
him, we can use that money to go get Rogers.
well, I
You
think we
know.
already have enough for the players we want to sign. We're not looking. I haven't seen us being linked with a move for a player that's going to cost us an arm and a leg.
Mm.
But let's see what happens. Really,
Hmm.
yeah. So this here,
Interesting.
an update. Xavi Simons is keen on the move. He's keen to join Chelsea. He likes the project of Chelsea, and so the conversation is now going to be ongoing in the next days between Chelsea and Leipzig on the transfer fee. But Xavi Simons is the next big target for Chelsea Football Club, and I'm happy. What a player! More traditionally a 10, capable of
Yep.
fulfilling playing on either flanks. So yeah, I'm happy. We're looking to sign him. And somebody there, Okechukwu Prince Idika. I'm not sure why I'm not able to see your comment on the main screen here. But thank you for joining us. It looks like are you joining from Facebook or I'm not too sure. But welcome to. Thank you for joining the conversation. Here, your opinion matters. All we ask of you is to keep it civil. But more importantly, thank you for joining us. So this one here, Benfica want a creative player, and the idea of bringing João Felix back is really tempting the club. But are
Yeah,
they going to pay us how much we're asking? It doesn't look like they're willing to pay. And Joao Felix, I think he's making it. I think you could argue he's trying to make it easier for them by stating that he wants to go back home. He wants to go back to where it all started for him. But the question is whether they'd be willing to pay meet our valuation of the player. I don't think I'm not sure what's going to happen. Uh, Jesus Christ, what a story, really. Talking of nine attackers, Mark Gee, Mark Gee is still there. Tariq will have to go out on loan if we don't sell Nicolas Jackson.
yeah,
It's really difficult to say what's going to happen.
yeah. We those boys, their best bet is to go to maybe loan deals and get more experience from those places and come back to the team because right now, if you look at the pecking order, there is no way they will get the opportunity to play a lot of games, especially as going to play the Champions League. Last season, it was the Conference League, so they were able to play certain games. But for the Champions League, I don't think they will be able to get into the team. So for them, they need to take the right decision. They should think about the best team that they want to join. Probably Brentford, who knows? They are going to lose in Buema, so why don't we send one of those guys to Brentford? And I guess they can fit in well in those teams, and they have other areas like they can go to Bournemouth and other places. And this time around, we have to strike a deal with the team that they need to play at least 70% of their total games
Or
because
you
you don't
pay a
want them to,
fine.
yeah, you don't want them to go and sit on the bench. They were trying to do the same thing with Santos when
They
he
did
went to
actually.
Nottingham. Yeah, when he went to Nottingham Forest. So if you have to sign any loan deal for those boys, you have to talk to the team, let them commit to giving them the opportunity to play at least 70% of their total game so that they will always be sharp. You don't want them to be warming benches all the time. And I guess that will be perfect for them. At least if they spend 2 years and come back, by the time they come back, they will just be, more experienced and they can get their chance to play for the team. But for now, I don't see how they can get, you know, first team selection, talk of playing constantly. It's not going to happen. So their best bet is to go on loan and see what they can do. You know.
Yeah, well, that's what we have here this year. Vince also quoting Fabrizio Romano and how do you pronounce it? DAZNF football. It reads Atletico Madrid is a project that's really attracting Renato Veiga, and so there's a concrete a chance to see Renato Veiga going to Atletico Madrid. Now it's a time for club to club negotiations with Chelsea, but it hasn't worked out yet. They're penny pinching again. 35 billion euros, that's nothing. Probably because they know how much we paid for him and feels like they can get us to sell him.
You are making a
Uh,
lot of. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So with the mindset that we probably wouldn't mind selling him for that amount because we'll be making uh, nearly a 100% plus gain profit.
But some of these
Uh,
teams, they are smart. They know the players you really want to keep and those you don't really care whether they leave or not. So they will do everything possible to also get the best price instead of like saying, okay, it's 40 million, let's pay the amount and take Vega. They know for sure that Chelsea is not going to use Vega anytime soon, and we are desperate to get rid of him. So they are just playing games with us, and at the end of the day, they know at least we could just calm down a little bit so that they can just purchase the guy. But I think at the end of the day, we have to meet halfway. And if it's anything that we can get from Vega, the sporting directors should just go ahead and accept the fee if only they really want to get rid of the guy. Other than that, he might stay here and we'll be looking for a loan deal for him, and it will be more complicated. So they should look at the price. If it's something they can do and meet halfway with Atletico, they should just go ahead and do that, other than going back and forth. At the end of the day, if they see that you are just wasting time, you are not coming down with the price, they might move on and go get a new player. And if that happens, that means we are screwed forever. So they have to look at the price and just let him go. You know.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Here, one more. You can this. Not, there's a lot more. Hopefully, let's see how far we can go. But before I do that, I have my bro in the house, Mister Kule Kuku Eku Badu. Ekaro, nice to see you, Mr. Kunle. Hope you're doing well. It's been a minute. Hopefully, your absence simply means that you've been busy. And if that's the case, we're happy for you because the bills don't pay themselves. Great to be here, he says. We have seen the best Jackson can offer. He's older than his official age, hence the decline. Hence the decline. Okay, Sanchez is average, and also we shouldn't get carried away. I'm celebrating. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion with regards to everything else you said there. But in terms of we shouldn't
Honestly,
get carried away, I'm not carried away. I'm celebrating. I know we're not perfect yet. I know we're not quite there yet. I know we need one, two signings to be ready to compete. Even at that,
Coachella,
yes,
we have to be carried away and we need to celebrate the guys at the same time. Like, I don't get it when people think that probably beating PSG was a fluke. No, these guys, if you look at our DMs, like the chats we always, put in things before the game, I said that going to play with PSG, if they make the mistake of opening the game and go toe to toe with us, we are going to destroy them. And lo and behold, whatever I said came to pass. Like, I don't know why people feel like the team is not that good. I'm telling you, these boys, they might not be out there, but at least we should appreciate them. And they are not that bad. The team is not that bad. For you to beat PSG 3-0 at the first half, tell me which team in recent time have been able to beat PSG just like that, humiliate them. And we could have beaten them like 6 goals. And this wasn't fluke. Our boys were on them. Like, we outplayed them, we destroyed them, we did everything possible to win it. So if people say that, oh, we shouldn't be carried away, I feel like they still don't trust the team. They need to like trust them. They need to respect the achievement. It's not easy for you to go to a competition where most of the players were there, most of the big teams were there, and you were able to win it. People were like, "Oh, you were able to beat the Brazilian teams, and you used that opportunity to go to the finals." Yes, the same Brazilian teams were competing. People were talking about how our side were having weaker teams, but let's not forget the Saudi team was able to beat one of the best teams in Europe, which is Man City. So, what is the excuse? I don't think we won this by mistake. We actually went in and we competed. We competed for the whole tournament and were able to be the champion. So people shouldn't demean our success. It's something we all have to celebrate and encourage the guys to win more. Laurels for our football club. So when people underrate them and think that this was a fluke, to be honest with you, I respectfully disagree with them, and I think they don't have to do that. Honestly.
yeah. All right, thank you for that, Mr. Kule. Thank you for that contribution there. I can't stop laughing. I'm just holding myself, but yeah, I have a show to host here, and Okechiku Prince Idika Hello, Mr. Okechiku. Appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation. Xavi Simons coming is good for us. He's a top. It's a top deal But on the other hand, the Gittins will have a problem nailing down the left side wing. There's a whole lot of competition. That is the language competition. Competition.
Mhm.
We don't have to rely on a single player to be playing, fulfilling a particular role for us for the entirety of the season. Burn them out, and when they're out, then we're doomed.
And
Competition. We have,
Coachella, what
yeah.
about Simon's injury history? Does he have like?
No, no, I don't think so. Except if I missed it.
Oh, okay,
If that the rest assured, if that's the case, if he has one,
okay.
Chelsea fans will be all over it. It will be, you can say, screaming in,
Yeah,
again. Will be
we need to be
loud. Yeah,
sure. We need
yeah.
to be
Kula
sure
says,
about
thanks,
that.
bro. I mean, we shouldn't get carried away about Jackson. No, I understand. Oh, I thought you were talking about the celebration. I was going to tell you that I'm still celebrating, bro, and I'm not going to stop. And for our first game of the season, we'll do a kit giveaway. Yeah, yeah, we're doing that to reignite the celebration again, the celebration once again. But listen, I feel that we've got it right. CFC will reign consistently for the next 5 years. At least we are more complete than most teams in the Premier League or competition. Let me use the language you used there. I think I agree with you, but we need more. We need Xavi Simons, for instance. I've always said whenever people mention how we need a goalkeeper, a winger, and a defender, I usually tell them I think we need a traditional 10 because all the players we have that play in the 10 position, they play there because it's a role they can fulfill. Traditionally, they're not 10s. So that's what Xavi Simons brings. Traditionally, he's a 10, but he's also capable of playing on the flanks. So we're good. I think he brings balance rather than Yildiz would have been just more of the same.
And
If
Coachella,
Mhm.
another thing that I observed, it seems like James playing in the midfield in the final game was somehow good to him. Like he was very good. He felt so comfortable. And
if he played the way Gusto played on that day, he'd still be at the hospital right now.
so to me, I feel like Lavia should just talk to expertise people who are very good when it comes to the problem that he is facing, because going into this season we don't expect him to get a lot of injury because we have Santos also coming in. If for some reason you're unable to do a lot of things for yourself, you might lose your position to the young guy, and Santos has a lot of playing time ahead of him. So the problem that he is facing, I strongly believe that this is the time for him to talk to somebody and solve it once and for all. Enzo was having a situation like that, but at the end of the day, he was able to do the surgery, and it seems things are going very good for Enzo Fernandez. So he also have to be concerned about his health and make sure that he's fully fit and avoid some of these injuries that he always pick up during the season. Because at the end of the day, if you're unable to use you, then probably you are going to retrogress our progression. So he has to do something about his injury. I know he doesn't want to, or nobody would like to go into any season and get the injury. But if there is something they have to do to help him, they should go ahead and help the guy, because ever since he came into the team, he has been doing very well.
All right, looks like we lost Bafadinho due to poor connection. This one here, Chelsea sources have denied the club making a bid for Brian Bomo, according to Telegraph Docker. So Chelsea did not. This refutes the previous report that we addressed that suggests we tried to hijack the Bomo deal. Go ahead, Bafadinho. You were still speaking, but it looks like you lost connection.
Oh yeah, I was talking about Lavi. I said he should do everything possible to make sure that he will stay fit, and also if there is any problem going on with his injury situation, he should be able to talk to somebody so that they can help him.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. This one here. Quoting Fabrizio Romano also, as of today, the name of Nicolas Jackson is still tempting Manchester United, but it's still an internal discussion before starting the real negotiations.
Hello,
Mr.
Kochila.
Sims, yeah, yes, I can hear you. You
Was
got
my line
disconnected
on?
again.
Oh, you can hear me now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So as I was saying, they need to do something about Lavia's situation and make sure that he will be able to stay fit throughout the season and help the team. Because at the end of the day, if he's unable to be part of the team, probably Santos is going to come in, and I don't know how he's going to work his way back into the team. So he has to do that and make sure that he stay fit throughout the season.
Yeah, I think they'll figure it out. I trust them. Just like he's found a way to manage Reece James's fitness, and he has worked so far. Okay, Khalid Sanchez, thank you so much for that, Kunle Kuku. The Veiga situation is saddening you. Okay, why Maresca does not like him? No, no. I think that's wrong to say the manager doesn't like him. Even when he was on the verge of joining Juve, the manager did say in one of his presses he likes him. He wants him to stay. He was playing games, yeah, albeit mainly in the Conference League, but he did play on about three occasions so in the Premier League. One as a DM Cup game, one as a CB, and one as a left back. Here's the thing. I don't think it's fair to blame it on the manager, who actually openly confessed how much he loved the player and would like him to stay. That he's very, again, at the time, very important to the plans he has. But I think Viega, my theory is that he had to leave to join. He had to join Juve to get to play as a CB all the time, thereby ensuring that his path to being a member, you could say, remaining a constant, maybe a regular member of the Portuguese national team remained open at the time, and you could argue it worked. He was looking out for himself. I would have loved him to stay, to be patient, wait, had he stayed, chances are I don't think we'll be looking to sign another CB right now. After all, his profile isn't that different from Jorrel Hato. Hato can play the left center back position, also can play as a CB, but in this case, he's able to fulfill the DM role. In the case in Renato Veiga, I mean, so it is what it is, honestly. But I don't think it's fair to blame it on the manager. He chose to leave. But I think he did something at the time that you could interpret to being him not wanting to leave Chelsea permanently because, yeah, he wanted to go out on loan only. He didn't want to leave on a permanent. But we moved on. We don't have to wait for him. And Maresca, for me, I've seen that he's the sort of manager, if he asks you to be patient and you refuse, he moves on from you quickly, and that's what uh, big name managers do. So good luck to him. I liked him, and I when he joined us, again, he did come across as a sort of he has the sort of mentality that defines your typical Chelsea player. But it is what it is. He's moved on. We moved on. I mean, he thought maybe we'd wait for him because I heard that he was surprised that he was omitted from the Club World Cup squad, which I said at the time, duh, what do you expect? We cannot wait for you. We're Chelsea. But that is my opinion anyway. Whoa, Fabrizio Romano just released something. United Jokeres hijack offered again. It looks like United, they're serious about they want to hijack that deal, and they may well succeed.
Well, Arsenal fans will be mad because all season they've been talking about Joe Corres, and at the end of the day, if he will be joining his former coach, then I guess it has to do with Arsenal because they just misplaced their priorities by getting Noni instead of going in for the
Instead of
main target.
prioritizing, yeah, prioritizing your careers.
Yeah, so maybe who knows? Maybe his former coach has decided to talk to him and he has decided to join Manchester United. But I will be very, very surprised, and I know Arsenal fans will be very mad.
I mean, it
That
hasn't happened. It just said, let me read the title. The title
mm,
reads United Jokeris hijack offered again. So,
mm.
and something encouraged them to even try to hijack it, in my
It,
opinion.
it, if they want to hijack it, probably they can do it because he has worked with this coach before. So the possibility of him joining him at Manchester United could be very high. So if Arsenal has to do something, they probably just have to like go ahead and buy the guy right away. Because if you don't buy this guy, and at the end of the day, it was Noni that you brought in, you know your fans are going to be mad and they are not going to be happy about the whole, scenario. And that means they'll be left with Sesco. And I don't know if Sesco is still part of their plans. But I'll be surprised if Gail
I think
Corris.
they're confused.
Yeah. Well, that is Arsenal. I don't care about Arsenal. So far as they
I
can even,
hmm.
if they will mess up at the end of the day, that will be so good. I wish they can go into the season
Ooh.
without any signing so that we can just beat them home and away. At least it will enhance our title, should I say our title dream. So I don't care about
Yeah.
Arsenal. If they want to buy Gyökeres, they should go ahead and buy him. If they don't want to buy him, then I guess Manchester United could just go in and buy the guy. You know.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna catch up with what we have in the chat and then come back. We'll call it a day. I'm tired, honestly. I have to be honest. He actually was out with the went, yeah, to go check out some schools for the one of our kids. All right, what we have here. Remember, Simmons is versatile. He won't play only. Yeah, he's able to play on the flanks, on either flanks actually. Anyway, selling Veiga for 40 million after acquiring him for just 14 million. Chelsea could be in trouble for stealing players. I like that. Let's see what else we have here. Selling Viega doesn't necessarily mean Maresca doesn't like him. I think it's because we have to sell to balance. I think no, he would have stayed because he's able to fulfill the left back role. We're selling him because when we wanted him to stay, he pushed to leave. Yeah. To find a way to do it without again, you check the likes of Felix Maresca, backed him and showed him the plan. Yeah, all right. Okay. Chiku Prince Sitika says that the approach Maresca is using is powerful and mind blowing. If you don't want to have patience, he will find a way to do without you. Check the likes of Felix Maresca begged him and showed him the plan, and yet he didn't stay. Not just him. But one thing he did, I will always mention that I like him so much. I'm one of his biggest fans. The fact that he openly said that Felix isn't playing because we have Copama. Or let me say we had Copama at the time. We still have Copama actually, so I'm not sure which would be the most correct language to use there. But that's by the way. My point is he had the opportunity to create a healthy competition between the two players. He didn't. And had he done that, that period when we were with our Copama, Felix capable of, you could say, uh, doing a good enough job or maybe an even better job in his place. He's that good, But that's by the way. Thank you so much to all of you for finding the time to be part of the conversation. Bobby, I don't know if there's anything else you want to talk about before we call it a day. Probably dozed off. Really. Banfadinho, thank you so much. I appreciate you, bro. Much love and congratulations once again for getting the chance to meet one of the owners, even to the extent
Yeah.
that it has with him.
And Coachella, just final thing that I would like to say. This is on the
Mhm.
funny side. I just want to say that we have the bragging rights for the next 4 years, and I
Oh
will
yeah.
encourage FIFA. This is my request, special request. Any single or every game that we have to play, the team have to give us guard of honor in the next 4 years.
They're in
Because we are
trouble.
the world champions, so they need to show some respect. Any game that we have to play in the next 4 years, we deserve that guard of honor so that other teams will emulate it. It will encourage them for them to win the competition. So I would like to say a big thank you, Coachella, for
No, more
having me on
thanks
the
to you,
show.
man. More thanks, bro. It's been a while. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
All right. Take care.
thank you to Bobby, thank you to Bam Fadinho. It's been an excellent conversation. And thank you to Kichuku Wane Dalo Idika. Thank you to Wikla Barish Lusula. Thank you to you too. Rain was here. My bro, the blue Tifu game was also here. Kunle Kuku Ekubadu. Agbon was here. Who else was here? Vic was here. And if I miss your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all. And cheers.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. No knock. With every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge to our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for Europe does, and then with a love this storm, every foe's just to there, and there was a strife. You, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like a soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the sky. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the